Sorry for the wait. I was just setting everything up. I have my blocks here just in case I would need them. The flows I'm going to show you are actually rather simple. First, we're going to do poses called the cat and cow. First, get into something called the tabletop. It's basically all fours. Keep your legs separate. Your legs and knees separate. Your feet, knees, and legs separate. Both hands on the mat. Everything on the mat. Now, for cat, for cow, simple. Inhale and raise your head as you do it. Now for cat, exhale. And as you exhale, make sure your head goes down. As you can see, let's do that let's do that 4 more times. Inhale, cat, cow. Inhale, cat, cow. As you're doing this, you probably notice how your back muscles feel. Focus on that feeling. That's basically your back stretching, getting a good stretch. Try and focus on that. Your breathing will of course help with that. Let's begin again. All right, that felt good, didn't it? Now get into position. We're going to be doing the butterfly pose. Put the soles of your feet close to each other. Keep your back straight. Make sure your shoulders line up with your hips. If you need to, have your blocks on the sides to keep your knees in position. You're gonna have gravity basically come down on your knees. This is mainly a way for you to stay quite relaxed. You could even do a bit of meditation while you're like this. I'll give you something. Close your eyes, put your hands in the prayer position. Now, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Let's do that 3 more times. One more for the road. I'm sure you noticed while you're doing this, you actually feel some weight on your knees. That's perfectly natural. This is how this pose works. The breathing helps you focus on that. See? Didn't I say that this would sharpen your mind? Now let's proceed to the other one. For this one is called the tree. This one can actually be done in a multitude of ways. I'm going to need you to stand up and of course have one of your ankles, of course, have one of your ankles raised and close to one of the other ones. We're going to start with the right. Of course, you can do this by putting your leg on your calf or even on your thigh. I'm going to do it on my ankle because it's the easiest for me, but you do you. Have your hands in prayer position. Now breathe in through the nose. Of course, exhale through the mouth. Let's do that 3 more times. I'm sorry if I did more than 3, but I'm sure you noticed. If you're doing this and you're doing it in a similar way to me, or like the other 2 ways I mentioned, you're going to be doing a lot of balancing. The breathing helps with this. I mean, it's not easy, but trust me, it does help. Now we're going to do the other side. Same as before. Raise your other ankle, put it close to the other one. This time on the left. Have your hands in prayer. Close your eyes. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let's do that 3 more times. One more for the road. I'm sure you noticed on both sides. You're going to be doing a lot of balancing. This can be a bit difficult depending on which one is easiest for you. Believe it or not, it's easier for me to do on my right, mainly because I'm a righty. All right, let's proceed to the next pose. This is called mountain, and believe me, it can be a bit difficult. You just need to stand, have both feet parallel to each other. Make sure they're very deep, they're grounded into the mat. Now, base. Yeah, just like that. If you can see my hands. Now, breathe in. And raise your arms. Keep your hands parallel to each other, but keep them up there and make sure they're not touching each other, but parallel. Now exhale and drop your hands in prayer position. Let's do that 2 more times. This can get a bit tricky. You could easily just as easily rush through it. Try and avoid that. There can be also some added challenge when you do it when you dive down. That's known as well, I don't know the name right now. I'm sorry for that. But you know what? Let's do one just for fun. Do a mountain pose. Breathe. Raise your hands. And instead of bringing them down when you exhale, bend your head back, and hips forward. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Let's just stay here for a minute or 2. Your head dangle a bit. Heck, you can even have your knees do a little action. Now, inhale. And you're back where you need to be. Now, here comes one that can be a bit challenging, but trust me, it'll be worth it. It's called child's pose. Now get back on tabletop. Now make sure your knees don't touch, but your feet do. Give yourself a bit farther away. Have your hands move forward, and as you do, have your head and much of the rest go onto the mat. You'll have your hips raised up, your knees and feet down into the ground. Same with the palms of your hands. Now let's take a few breaths. I'm sure you noticed there is a lot going on in
your shoulders. Your hands, your hands and arms are the ones doing the most work here. You know, it honestly does remind me a bit of a mountain pose. There, you're definitely doing a lot with your arms. You're basically having them do a motion, all that, and helping you along is your breathing. Okay, now on your next inhale, begin rising. Get back on the tabletop. Now, exhale. Alright, I'm sure you noticed you were doing a lot of work in your arms. That's perfectly natural. Now, let's get into something called corpse position. You should have everything lying flat on your back. Your hands, all that displaced, well, precisely not doing anything at all. You can have your eyes closed or not. Now, breathe. Yeah, I'm sure you probably noticed that unlike anything, you're not really doing anything. You're just simply here and in the moment. This pose really leaves you alone with your thoughts. You're pretty much sorting through them as you're breathing. Like what's currently bugging you, how your day's been, all that. Let's do a few more breaths. Now on this next breath, begin rising and getting